Hello everyone, this is your DS160 online application tutorial. I hope everyone is doing well. I have already shared the details of what DS160 is and how we can access the website in the email, but I'm going to be repeating everything. We always create this tutorial so that you can watch how the application is filled at your own pace. So you can pause the tutorial wherever you don't understand and you can replay and rewind. So I'm going to go slow and make sure that I go through every step. And still, if there are any questions, we can address them always in our follow-up session later on. So basically, we start by going on this website. It's in the address bar over here, and the link to this website is again already shared in the email. So once you add the website or open the link of the website, this is the page that you're going to see. This is the page for your visa application. So DS160, DS-160 is a non-immigrant visa application form. Since you will be applying for J1 visa, which is for applicants who are going on an exchange visit, so this visa form is applicable for you. So how this starts is that it goes like this, and we need to start by creating our application ID. But please understand that this form is a bit temperamental. So if your internet is not working properly, you can be signed out, or if it's slow, you can be signed out, or if you stay inactive for too long, then again you will be signed out. Now, this is not a simple signing out, signing in process where you will just enter your email and you can sign back in. Once you are signed out or logged out, you will need to retrieve your application. So I'm going to share the whole process with you, starting with creating the application. First, we're going to create it, and then if somehow you are logged out of it, I will also share how you can log back in. The first thing to do is select your country. And if we see Pakistan over here, we will see that we have two options, Pakistan Islamabad and Pakistan Karachi. Regardless of where you are living currently, even if Karachi is closer to you, you have to select Pakistan Islamabad because your visa interviews will be in Islamabad. So once I enter Pakistan Islamabad, the page will refresh. So whenever you're checking or selecting or doing any such thing, the page will refresh. Now you can see that over here it says Pakistan Islamabad. It means that the option has been selected and now I need to enter the code below. The code which I can see over here is WBWP3. So I'm going to enter this code and then I'm going to click on start an application because this is my first time starting the application process. So I'm going to let the page refresh. You can see that sometimes, for example, the internet is quite fast right now, but still it's taking its time. So this will be the second page. You should read this. It's about fraud and abuse notice, and you should go through that. And then once you have gone through it, you can click on I agree. Again, please let the page refresh. Right now, over this is very important. This is my application ID. Now, again, in the email, it is mentioned that your application ID, it's very important. You cannot forget this because you cannot sign in again using your email or your any other information. You will need this ID to sign back in. And since it's a very long form, we cannot expect that you can complete it in one sitting. You might need to complete it in 2 or 3 different sittings. So this is very, very important. Also, later on, you will be sharing this ID with us also. So please make sure that you note it. You save it in your phone, you take a picture, you save it in your computer, you can send it to a sibling or a friend for safekeeping. This is what we recommend. So after you have selected I agree and the page has refreshed, you need to note down this ID and then you have to pick a security question. Now, this is sometimes your password also. For example, what is the given name of your mother's mother? And I would suggest that everyone, just because we do have other options over here as well, there are different questions. But since as we've already mentioned in the email, that later on you are going to share these credentials with us, because we have to enter some official and technical information as well. And then we are going to submit your forms. So please make sure that this is the question that you select and the answer should be VBF, that is Vision Building Future, so that it's the same question and answer for everyone, right? No one else will know your ID. You can share it with us in separate emails later on. But the security question should be the same for everyone. What is the given name of your mother's mother? And the answer should be VBF. Please make sure that you fill it like this. And once I've done this, I'm going to click continue. So this is what the application looks like. Again, we have some information over here that when does this application expire? It says 3/31/2023, 90 minutes, and all this information. It's a bit, you don't need to worry about this. You only need to know your application ID and the answer to your security question. All right. So on the left side, you could see that we have different sections, and above on the top also you can see that there are different sections. One is completing the form. After the form is completed, then we add the photos, then we review, and then at the end we add signatures and then submit. So we're starting from here. Now I'm going to go through everything step by step, and you have to fill it accordingly. You don't need to copy whatever I write, you just need to understand what I'm writing and enter your own information. All right, so this is going to be about your names and surnames. Over here, we do have some tips also. If you don't have surname, आपने क्या लिखना है? If you don't have a given name or first name, तो आपने क्या लिखना है, right? Again, you have to follow your passport. जो passport पे आपका name, surname है, आपने वो लिखना. So I have written it like this. This is my given name and surname, then full name in native alphabet. All right, you can just click does not apply. Native alphabet does not apply because we can write it in English. So यहाँ पे आप इसको check कर देंगे, so this will automatically get gray, which means I don't need to enter information over it. You have to follow this as per your passport. अगर आपका surname नहीं है तो आपने यहाँ पे लिखना है LNU, which means last name unknown. And if you don't have a given name or a first name on your passport, then you're going to write FNU, which means first name unknown. And please make sure passport की तरह यहाँ fill करें. If you only have name in the surname portion of your passport, आपने सिर्फ इधर ही लिखना है अपना पूरा नाम, given name में FNU कर देना है. And if in your passport it's only given name and surname is empty, that everything then should be written over here. Just follow as per your passport. Have you ever used other names, maiden, religious, professional, alias, etc.? Now, this is for this might be applicable for women more who have changed their name after their marriage. Then you can say yes, and once you select yes, then they might ask you for the name also. Yes, it is going to ask that what other name. For example, I can just say Dua and any other name, that whatever. XYZ, right? That this was my name before marriage and now my name is this, right? But if it's not applicable, your name has remained the same throughout on your documentation, then you just click. This is also applicable for men. Men also change their names sometimes, then you can also go through this. Again, if you're confused, you can always read the information जो यहाँ पे help side पे, right hand side पे help में जो दी है. Other names used include your maiden name, religious name, professional name, or any other name which you are known by or have been known by in the past. Do you have a telecode that represents your name? Everyone is going to select no over here. This does not apply to us. If you can notice, every time I select something, the page refreshes quickly and थोड़ा सा ऊपर चला जाता है. So you need to give it time. This is regarding the gender. You have to select that. Then your marital status, whatever your status is. For example, if I can select married and let's see if the page refreshes. but I don't think we need to enter information over here. We will need to enter that information in family. If I am mentioning that I'm married, so spouse information will be entered there. So I'm just going to enter single over here. Then you have to enter your date and place of birth. Again, it should be as it is shown in the passport. For example, just uh, let me write down anything. So आपने पासपोर्ट को फॉलो करके यहाँ पे अपनी डेट ऑफ बर्थ डालनी है. सिटी स्टेट एज मेंशन्ड इन योर पासपोर्ट पे होता है, एटलीस्ट प्रोविंस तो होता है, so उसको आपने फॉलो करना है. एंड इफ देयर इज नो प्रोविंस और स्टेट मेंशन, देन यू कैन जस्ट सिलेक्ट डज नॉट अप्लाई. Country would be Pakistan. Since I filled out this form many times for tutorials, some information will be already there, but again I'm going through everything with you. Asha, one more thing is I recommend that आप साथ साथ save करें. For example, I'm just going to click over here. Just to be on the safe side, if I'm logged out, then it should be saved. And then I'm going to continue my application, right? Because if you're inactive for a little while or something happens, फिर वो log out हो जाता है, it could be very then problematic to log in again and again. So it's better that आप हर section के बाद save करें. Even during when you're filling the section, you can save information. This is the second page. We're still on personal information. Personal information had two pages, page 1 and 2. This is the second page. Now they're asking about my nationality. I'm going to enter Pakistan. Again, we have asked already if you have dual nationality, they will ask over it. Do you have or held any nationality other than the one above, indicated above? Then no. If you have dual nationality, you have to mention yes, and then mention कि और किस country की nationality है आपके पास. Now they're asking about permanent residency of any other country. So अगर nationality नहीं है and you are a permanent resident, अगर PR है आपके पास, then again you are going to click yes and then add information. If not, then you're going to click. Okay. Your CNIC number, you can, I don't know who this is, you can just add it over here. आपका जो CNIC number है वो markup है यहाँ. Then US social security number does not apply to us. We are not US residents. And again, taxpayer ID, this does not apply to us. I would suggest आप इन तीनों पे does not apply करते. All right. Because this we are going to fill as per our passport. So this information would be regarding US information. So instead of writing your CNIC number, just click does not apply. Same for social security, same for ID, taxpayer ID. So this is it. So इस पेज में सिर्फ आपको अपनी nationality की information डालनी है. Moving on to the second section after personal information would be travel information. Now, if you remember, we have also asked for travel history forms. All these sections should match those sections also. First, they're asking about your travel plans. This is important. I'm going to help you understand. All right. यहाँ पे सबसे पहले आपको वो पूछ रहे हैं, what is the purpose of trip to the US and which type of visa class are you applying for? See, there are so many types. You have to click on exchange visitor and in parentheses J. आपने ये select कर. Once you do, you will get more options. Please let the page refresh, or yes, it has refreshed. Now, exchange visitor J पे आपने select करना है, and then you have to further specify that which type of J visa. So you are the exchange visitors, J1 आपने select. Right, so we're going to wait for a while. If anything else comes up, it just refreshed. All right, have you made specific travel plans? So I'm going to click yes, and then I'm going to wait for the page to refresh. Now they are asking that when do I plan to travel to United States? Now over here, as per your selection letter, you have to enter the dates over here. I'm going to fill this in for you. It's 19th It's August, and again it's 2023. This should be left blank, and it's Omaha is the city where you will be arriving. So आपने ये information put कर. And your date of departure from US, again you should add this as per the dates clearly highlighted in your selection letter. So over here it should be 30th. It's 30th and it's September. Again it's going to be 2023. So just follow the dates as per your selection letter. And departure city would be Washington. So you will be leaving from Pakistan to US on 19th August 2023 and arriving at Omaha. And then you will be leaving from US to Pakistan on 30th September 2023 from Washington, D.C. Right? So this information you will be adding over here, and departure and arrival flights should be left empty. Provide the locations you plan to visit in the US. Again, please follow whatever dates are mentioned in the selection letter. And for locations, I'm going to start adding locations. The first one would be Omaha, Nebraska. As you can see, since I have already filled this form a few times, I get the suggestions. For example, I will get the suggestion this, but आपने type करना होगा because it will be your first time. So आपने पहले Omaha, Nebraska डालना है, then you have to add another. Again, it's a bit slow. It will be refreshing in a while. All right. I'm going to add another, and that is Rapid City, South Dakota. You can just pause the video and see the spellings and add information. It takes a while. All right, so these three cities you should be adding, these three. The first one is the city, then there's a comma, then there is the state. So Omaha City in the state Nebraska, Rapid City in the state South Dakota, and Washington DC would be the last location. So this you're going to enter, and then we're going to move on to this. All right, so I just need to make sure that I enter the right information over here. This is regarding where you will stay in the US. आपने उसी को follow करना है, whichever information I'm going to fill. Okay. All right, so after we have added the information of the cities that we'll be visiting or you'll be visiting, you're going to add information regarding your stay. Where will that be? Who will be paying for your trip? This is very important information. This is already filled out. Please copy it as it is. So in the street address, line 1, you're going to add home to. It's written without space. Okay, home to Suites, Omaha, UNMC. And in the second line of street address, line 2, 4440 Douglas Street, ST dot. So it stands for street. Then city will be Omaha and state will be Nebraska. Nebraska. Then the zip code is NE for Nebraska, and we can in fact just remove the NE, just zip code 68131. 68131 is the zip code. This information is regarding where you will be staying in the US. You should know this, that आपका stay किधर होगा. So please copy this as it is. Moving on to person or entity paying for your trip, you will have multiple options: self, other, employer, in US or present, other company and organization will be selected or should be selected. So I have already selected other company and organization. Now I have to add information that who is this organization. So you have to write it like this: US State Department through UN. This is the name, telephone number 402-554-2293. Relationship to you, sponsor. Then you have to add their address, US Department of State. Then you have to mention 2201 C Street, NW. And then Washington, D.C. is the city. State province does not apply for Washington, D.C. And then the postal or zip code, that is 20520. And then the country would be United States of America. Since this is a tutorial, you can always pause and rewind for any information that you've missed out, but I will scroll through from top to bottom and you can pause wherever you want and copy the information as it is. Whichever columns I have left empty in this page should be left empty, and whichever check boxes I have checked, you should follow the same. This is important page. This is an important page of your application. I'm going to save. All right. Again, they ask me if I want to continue or exit the application. If you suddenly have some other work to do, you can always exit the application as well. So this all is saved. Now I need to move to the next page, that is travel companions. Are there any persons traveling with you? No. They're basically asking for your family members. Obviously, you will be traveling in a cohort, but over here you're going to mention no. This is a heavy form, that's why it takes a lot of time for the page to refresh. All right. Now this is about your previous US travel. Again, we did ask for travel history form, and over there this information was asked from you. So you have to fill it as per that form because that goes along with this form. Have you ever been in the US? If you have to click yes, and then when they ask that when, where, etc., you should then add that information. But if, for example, now they'll be asking that when did I visit, what was the length of my stay, do I hold a driver's license, etc. But if I've never traveled, and if you've never traveled to US before, they're specifically asking about previous travel to US, okay? So then it's no. Have you ever been issued a US visa before? So again, it will be a no if you have not traveled and you have never issued a visa. Sometimes it has happened that some part, if you were applying to T again, maybe you were selected last time, you were issued a visa and then you could not go. Then you can select yes. And then again, what was the date of the last visa? When was it issued? What's the number of the visa? Visa number is mentioned on the visa. Are you applying for the same type? अगर आपने इसी program में apply किया था, then yes. Otherwise, no. फिर आपसे type भी पूछेंगे. Are you applying in the same country or location? अगर इसी में आपने apply किया था, then yes. Otherwise, if it was a different location, then no. Have you been 10 printed? 10 printed means आपके fingerprints लिए थे embassy में जब आप गए थे अपने interview के लिए. So, for example, this time as well, they might take your fingerprints. So that's called 10 printed. Has your visa ever been lost or stolen? Has your visa been cancelled or revoked? Then again, it should be yes or no, depending on what has happened. But for others who have never went through this process or never had a visa issued to them, they will click on no. I am assuming everyone might select no. Have you ever been refused a US visa or been refused admissions to the United States? No. Has anyone ever filed an immigrant petition on your behalf? If you've ever applied for US citizenship, then you have to mention yes. Otherwise, अगेन जो क्वेश्चंस आएंगे जब आप यस सेलेक्ट करते हैं आप उसी तरह से वो फिल आउट करने होंगे एंड यूजुअली with every question there is a hint or tip that goes along with it. यहाँ पे साइड पे होती है, right? We are going to not left with a lot. All right, address info information. Here you have to mention your home address, right? Where you're currently residing. I'm just going to enter my office information over here, but you have to enter your home information and not copy this as it is. आपने copy नहीं करना, आपने अपनी home की information डालनी है. Street address line 1, 2, city, state, province अगर है नहीं है तो does not apply. But we do have provinces in our country, so it should be applied to everyone. Postal and zip code, if you don't know, then you can just click on does not apply. Country and region should be Pakistan. Is your mailing address the same as your home address? I would suggest strongly कि आप yes कर दें, but if you think that it could be an issue, then you can click on no. Otherwise, nothing will be mailed to you from the embassy. We will send you whatever we need to send you, and we always confirm your mailing address. So just to save time, you can click on yes. But otherwise, अगर किसी का बहुत issue है, and you need to mention that you have separate mailing and home addresses, then you can click on no and then enter. फिर आपसे पूछेंगे कि mailing address क्या है, उसकी information पे आप बता दें. Phone number. अच्छा, we strongly suggest कि आप primary and secondary दोनों phone numbers enter करें. Primary should be yours and secondary could be for any person who could talk to a visa officer. For example, if because this is a form that will go for your visa, so if they want to call you for anything, they will be using these numbers. So as not to miss the call, you should give the secondary number of someone who can easily approach you and can tell you that this is a call from visa department and you need to call back, or well, you need to talk to them. So ऐसे किसी बंदे का नंबर दें जो कि बात कर सके और जो फोन जिनका यूजुअली वर्क कर रहा हो और अवेलेबल हो. सो वी वुड सजेस्ट कि आप सेकेंडरी फोन नंबर भी दें. यू कैन क्लिक वर्क फोन नंबर, इट डज नॉट अप्लाई, आप कर सकते हैं. अदरवाइज यू कैन गिव नंबर ऑफ योर स्कूल और इंस्टीट्यूट. एंड I am just selecting does not apply over here, but I strongly advise that you do provide a secondary phone number. Have you ever used any other phone numbers in the last 5 years? Unless आपने बहुत time, बहुत साल कोई number use किया, then you should go for yes. Otherwise, no. Have you used any other email addresses in the last 5 years? Again, I'm just going to enter no. Then they'll be asking for your email ID. I've entered mine. This is my, you can again enter your own. Have you used any other email addresses? I've already selected no. Social media, okay. Social media, we suggest that you do mention something. For example, if you use Facebook, you can mention Facebook, or if you have a YouTube page, then YouTube page, right? At least one, but not all of them, we would suggest. It's not always good to share too much information. So Facebook should be fine. Just enter your name over here. Just name से आपकी ID बनी हुई है Facebook. Do you wish to provide information about your presence on any other website or applications, etc., etc.? No. Moving on to our passport. I did not click save. Now, most probably, if my application is logged out, I will miss out on this page. So I should have clicked save. But well, we will do that in the next page. साथ साथ save करते रहें. That's strongly recommended. All right, so they are going to now ask about my passport. Most of you will have a regular passport, right? So you should just click regular. And then your passport number. Passport number, you should know. It will be on your passport. I don't know whose number this is. I'm just writing it down. Passport book number भी होता है. Usually starts with F. It's a dotted number. We can share a picture in the group to let you know that passport book number किधर होता है and passport number की तरफ. I think that would help you guys out. So go through that picture. I will share it in the WhatsApp. So वो आपने book number यहाँ पे लिखना है. If not, then you can just click does not. Country where your passport was issued would be Pakistan. City again, जिस city में आपने apply किया था, जहाँ से आपको passport मिला है, आपने city का information यहाँ पे share करना है. State बताना है. If shown on the passport, if written on the passport, अगर state mentioned है तो. Again, country. Then you are going to mention issue date. Just filling out whatever. Expiration date. I am just clicking no expiration just for the sake of filling this form. Otherwise, आपकी जो expiration date हो, यहाँ पे please वो enter करें आप properly. These dates are very important. If any information regarding your passport is important, I'm just telling you and quickly filling the form. But you have to make sure आपका passport आपके साथ हो.